YouTube, y'all know who it is. Y'all know what we finna be talking about. Y'all know I can't stop talking about money, and y'all see the title of the video. So, money is for buying your time back, ladies and gentlemen. And I love this topic because just not too long ago, ladies and gentlemen, I changed my mindset on money. You know, around 10 years ago, if I would have had $300, $400, $500, I'm so quick to spend it on something. You know what I'm saying? Or some type of recreational use, you know. And as me being 26 now, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I would have had this information, this knowledge when I was 19, 20, when I was 21. You feel me? When it mattered the most, in my opinion, because we had the most energy. Not saying I don't got energy now, but it's not as lit as it was when I was 18, 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? When you more ripped and all that, you more willing to work 2, 3 jobs, you feel me? You just so ready to get your own spot. But once you reach a certain age, ladies and gentlemen, where you know you gotta lock all the way in, you gotta start looking at money as freedom. You can't be looking at money as a consumer anymore. You know your money has to produce something. You see what I'm saying? And if it isn't producing anything, ladies and gentlemen, I'd rather you just put it up for an emergency. Because we already know as life, if you don't know this about life, life always is going to hit you at crazy angles. Point blank. Things are going to come up. You can lose your job. You can end up fighting an employee, which still results in you losing your job. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all all this, ladies and gentlemen, because again, I wish I would have known this when I was younger, y'all. And I know some of y'all older like, oh, you ain't number 26. Nah. It hit different when the person know that they wasted a lot of their own time. You know what I'm saying? And of course, a lot of us waste time, but same way how I got on the internet and wanted to figure out ways to make internet money, I could have just locked in with a 9-to-5 job as well. I could have did the same thing. I could have did both. But the key is when you is doing both, when you do got a job or you is getting money from a 1099, you still got to know how to save that shit. There's going to be taxes involved if you're a contractor of any sort. Even if you're working a 9-to-5, you need to be saving every fucking thing. I'm going to tell y'all why. Because if you fuck up that money that you've been working, you just pissed away your time. And I ain't used to look at it like that, ladies and gentlemen. When I got my first warehouse job and all that, it just looked good for me getting $350 a week and had a uniform on. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like I got money, but deep down, this check ain't shit. Ain't even got a car. After bills, nigga had $700, $800 left over. You know I gotta find me a side hustle. So that's what I was doing. But again, if I would have had the formula with, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to saving in general, I would still have some of that money from 2018, 2019. But you know what's crazy, ladies and gentlemen? I got a lot of homework to do, as in get my paper back up. But I'll say all that to say this, 2025, I saved some money from 2025. So just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, some of y'all who 19, 20, or whatever, 22, whatever, you still got a little, you feel me, a little youth in you, real youth in you. Save that paper for real, because when you get 26, 27, which ain't nothing but a few years around the corner, you going to see what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, like, I'm right around the corner. I'm about to be 27, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't even took trips and shit like that for real. I can count on my fingers the times I don't took trips. Like, I shouldn't be able to, you feel me, know every, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be forgetting places I've been. That's all I say all that to say this. I ain't really get to enjoy my adult life, nor my childhood. You see what I'm saying? Because I've been living in survival mode. But one thing I can say, ladies and gentlemen, when I started listening to Dave Ramsey and I started listening to these other Anthony O'Neill, other financial advisors, or people talking about money on YouTube, Reese in the Cut, it's like my mind shifted. And that happened around 2025 when I was in Houston, Texas. I'm from North Carolina and I'm in North Carolina right now. But I say all that to say this. When I started consuming that financial content, ladies and gentlemen, that's when that switch hit for me. And I was like, I can't go back broke. I had $200, $300, ladies and gentlemen, when I was in Houston, and I told myself I can't go below that. Then the next week I got paid. I was getting like $400 a week at the time. I would put up $2, live off the other $2. And I was putting it in envelopes. I remember that shit vividly, ladies and gentlemen. I got pictures and videos of that shit in my phone. I documented the shit for a reason. And I'm going to have to put this shit in on the channel. But I say all that to say this. Because I knew 2025 me was trying to prepare for 2026 me. If that makes sense. If anything happened in 2026, that's what 2025 was there for. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what money is for, ladies and gentlemen. We got to look at this shit as a tool so we could... How you going to pop your shit, ladies and gentlemen, and you can't even move when you want to? And I ain't even saying about popping your shit, just trying to brag or boast and all that, but I'm saying pop your shit and do what you want to do. That's what I mean by popping shit. I want to do what I want to do. I want fuck you money. I want so much money, I don't got to work with a motherfucker. I don't got to collab. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta shake hands. You feel me? I ain't gotta be around these little fake ass motherfuckers that act like they like me just so they can get put on. You know what I'm saying? I want fuck you money. My own aura, my own motion. Put motherfuckers on game, each one teach one. If motherfucker recognize you, they should recognize you for you putting them on game. Say if a motherfucker was gonna rob you, he ain't even gonna rob you no more because he said, nah, that nigga put me on game. He already put me on game. I ain't gonna rob him. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna rob somebody else. If anything, I like a motherfucker to respect me like that. Motherfuckers finna hit a lick. I was finna be a lick. But nah, since a motherfucker recognize the game that I be putting down, and I know that's not probable, but it could happen. I'm just saying. But again, ladies and gentlemen, like we adults. And learn from somebody that been homeless, sleeping in cars, fucking wasted hella time selling tree, thinking that shit was gonna get me somewhere. Bro, y'all wouldn't believe it, bro. I remember when I was 19 years old, ladies and gentlemen. My goal at the time was 3 Ps and 3 firearms. I wanted 3 firearms and about 2-3 pounds of tree. And I felt like if I got to that level, I was gonna be decent. You know, and in the streets, I would have been decent because I would have been, you know, that's having money at the time. But nah, when I look back on it now, it's like I wasted all that time doing that, and I could have been elevating in the 9-to-5 world. I could have been creating content, doing the 9-to-5 shit for a year or two, and fuck around, had a YouTube channel, bringing in income 3x my job salary. I could have did that shit before 23 if I would have really locked in. You know what I'm saying? But when you are what you focus on. And I ain't start looking at the trap different, ladies and gentlemen, until 23. You feel me? And I was still stuck in that. But I also had the mindset of like, man, this ain't it. Like the people I'm around, like that, this ain't it. Like taking L's, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? The trauma behind that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying this shit like, oh, he just trying to preach it. I ain't on that. I'm just being real with y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Before I really started thinking about money differently, I was just like everybody else, selling weed. Let me get a few guns. Let me get a few pounds. Stay to myself. Sell my life. But we see the result that happened with that, ladies and gentlemen. But then when you fall in love, like with, I need fuck you money. Them niggas, they got fuck you money. They ain't worried about selling drugs. I ain't worried about a re-up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about inventory. I got fuck you money. The money come off the knowledge. The money come off the muscle. The money come off of the aura. That's what I'm on. Legendary shit. I ain't playing. So the only way we can do that now with a 9-to-5, ladies and gentlemen, and keep this fire that we got is to understand when you getting paid or you got a free week of some money, you done paid your bills, you got an extra $800, $1,000, an extra $600. That's your fucking time that you could buy back. But if you fuck it off, it's gonna be longer. You gotta work at that job. That's just what it is. A lot of us work jobs. A lot of us done had jobs for 6 months, 7 months. This is as long as I ever done kept a job, Lindsay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been keeping a job since 2025. This is the longest I ever done did this shit. Do I want to be a nigga that say that shit? Hell no. I mean, not to say that there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, I'm not used to working at a job for past 6 months. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be one of those people where it's like, I work for a company for 25 years. I'd rather work for myself for 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Not no company, but I'd just rather put more work into myself and my business rather than what y'all got going on, because what y'all paying me ain't gonna be what I feel like I'm worth. You feel me? And that's just what it is. So that's why we posting these videos, because gotta outwork that 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Gotta drop these gems, ladies and gentlemen, and just put y'all on game, bro, because I'm telling y'all, like, this life shit ain't nothing to play with, bro. So when you working a job, it's already hard enough, ladies and gentlemen, to get a fucking job. So if you get a motherfucking job, you do not need to be bullshitting, going to go throw some money on some bitches that's finna shake her ass on another next 100,000 strangers. You know what I'm saying? The next 200,000 niggas that coming up in the club, she gonna twerk on them too, gang. Same shit same flirting shit she was doing with you, she gonna do with them, G. Like, buy your time back, bruh. Like, that need to be our main priority, is buying our time back, number one. Buy your motherfucking time back. That's it. And how we buy our time back? After you pay them bills, the extras, ladies and gentlemen, come on. That's part of your time that you can buy back. We ain't gonna be able to buy all of it back. But even again, rent need to be paid. It take you 3-4 months to find a job. The landlord not gonna let you slide and be like, oh man, yeah, nah, you gonna have to pay that still. So you need to have an emergency fund. It's certain shit that I will not stop talking to y'all about, because it's that serious. And I wish I would have known this shit way earlier than fucking 25. Like, dead serious, ladies and gentlemen. And some of the information I did know prior to 25, but I didn't actually implement what I knew. And that's why I fucked up at just thinking I'm gonna wait for a certain amount of money for me to start saving. Well, yeah, I'll save $1,500 first before I put in a high yield savings. Like thinking like that. Do it now. Even investing, like, I don't have no investments, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I've been on Robinhood when it was really busting, 2018, 2019. I don't have no stocks. The only thing I'm most likely invested in is Ripple, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't even get in that motherfucking account. So I got some Ripple somewhere, some lost Ripple, can't even get into my damn account. That's the only thing I'm invested in that I can remember. And that's 8 years ago. Come on now. We gotta buy our time back, ladies and gentlemen. So even I can buy the time to even hit up Coinbase and go do all that and have them find that specific email I use so I can get my damn Ripple. Because I know I'm probably up about $30, $20. You know what I'm saying? I'm up something. I ain't up dog shit, but you know what I'm saying? And it's just, the older you get, the best time to plant a seed, ladies and gentlemen, is today. You feel me? Point blank period. And you're not going to eat from that same seed today, so don't expect it, but you still got to water that motherfucker every day, and eventually that motherfucker going to sprout. Come on now. But y'all know this. And it also comes with switching your mindset, as in, damn, she right, he right, damn. They did say save my money. Damn, what they mean by, like, if you get paid every week, ladies and gentlemen, save 2 checks out the month. If you get paid bi-weekly, ladies and gentlemen, focus on trying to save 1 check out the month. That means your other check that you paying your bills with should knock most of your bills out the way. So that second check, you able to save something. If you can't do that with 2 checks, but you got 30 fucking bills, what the fuck you think gonna happen? And then on top of that, then you trying to pop it and you can't afford it. So you already in the negative with 20 bills. Then you finna be negative an extra 5 every day. Cause you finna go out. You finna go get a section. You finna go get a bottle. You finna go get something to smoke. You finna, you know what I'm saying? You finna get a new fit. That's 5. We gotta buy our time back. Well, when you spending at these places and these companies, if anything, you're buying the owners their time back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even talk. That's how excited I be about this money shit. They are in an infinite source of time because you keep giving your hard-earned time to them. Point blank period. That's how the rich stay rich, right? The poor want to feel good for a moment, so they giving away their freedom papers, which is our money. You just giving your time away here. Here, you pissing it away, smoking it away, driving it away. You like driving fast on the highway and all that. You're not even recording it. You're not even trying to sell nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment down below what y'all think. I ain't trying to talk y'all head off. I just wanted to give y'all some game. We need to, even with my 9 to 5, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to talk to y'all, go see the next video, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about how much I got paid, and I'm going to talk about the plan with that. But yeah, I made this video a little too long. That's my bad. But nonetheless, buy your time back with them checks. You already grateful. Better be grateful that you even got a job, because you know it's hard as hell having a motherfucking job. So the fact that you got one, ladies and gentlemen, come on, we ain't playing. We ain't playing. You need to act as if your job can fire you next month. Like, just stay on your toes. Stay on your finances. Know where every fucking dollar going. Know how much you need put up in for 3 to 6 months. I'm aiming for 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I ain't trying to be stressed about no damn bills at all. So, to each his own. But for starters, work on 3, 6, 9, 12. You feel me? We ain't playing. That's minimum. Because we ain't working for free. We ain't working for Instagram stories and reels. Especially if you're not getting paid from it. Motherfucker blowing a whole check for a moment. That ain't bring back no money. Consumer at its finest. See y'all in the next video. Appreciate y'all time. On to the next vid.